Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Today's Pastime podcast. The offseason has come to a close. The final free agent signing has happened, or the final big free agent signing, and that is Framber Valdez. He has officially signed his contract with the Detroit Tigers. 3 years, $115 million, highest AAV ever for a left-handed pitcher, and the highest ever for a Latin American pitcher. We're going to talk all about this deal right here in this video, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So, Valdez was very clearly the best player left on the market at this point in time. A lot of players have already started to report to camp, and pitchers and catchers have to report next Tuesday. But Valdez was holding out, and likely a reason was his little altercation with his catcher, Cesar Salazar, earlier this year when he crossed him up after Salazar told him to step off the mound, and then he didn't. It was a whole story, but that was likely hindering Valdez's ability to sign a contract. A report came out that he had prepared a PowerPoint presentation about how he is a good teammate, and he was presenting it to all of his suitors at their meetings. And when you have to make a PowerPoint that says that you're a good person, that's not a good look at all, but eventually he was able to get this done. Spring training starts next week, as I mentioned, so it was very important for him to get this deal done soon, because we've seen in the past couple years, especially with guys like Blake Snell, not having a spring training as a pitcher really affects you, whether it's for injury or for reasons like this, where you can't sign a contract. A big example of this was Jordan Montgomery, who signed a big deal with the Diamondbacks on the eve of opening day, but didn't get a spring training and has since been one of the worst pitchers in baseball. He was released from the Diamondbacks and so on. So for Valdez, I think it was really important to him to get this deal done before spring training, and he was just able to do it. But he gets 3 years, $115 million. He does get an opt-out after the second season, so he will at least be in Detroit for the next 2 years, and then he can opt out of that contract if he so chooses. But $38.3 million AAV is the highest in history for a left-handed pitcher, and the highest for a Latino pitcher. I'm sure the left-handed pitcher record will be broken next year when Tarik Skubal gets his contract. But for now, Skubal and Valdez, two of the best left-handed pitchers in the game, get to pitch alongside each other in the same rotation for a team that is likely going to make the playoffs. They were looking like the best team in the league at the All-Star break last year. They had a rough second half, but they did make the playoffs, and they came very close to the ALCS. They fought with the Mariners into the 15th inning and fell short. But this Tigers team, with adding Valdez, they now have a clear 1-2 punch at the top of their rotation that in a playoff series, you could start Skubal game 1 and start Valdez game 2, and then you just have to figure out game 3 before you could probably loop back around. If you need a fourth starter, you can find it. But now with him there, Jackson Jobe is coming back soon. Jack Flaherty is probably going to be their 3 starter, and I like him as a 3 a lot better than a 2. So he can be your 2, Jackson Jobe at your 3, and then Reese Olson at the back end of your rotation. This rotation does not look bad at all for a Tigers team that I'm sure will be contending this year, so I really like this move for them. In terms of Valdez, obviously he got a lot of money, and now he gets, even though he's not going to be the top-end guy, the ace of this Tigers team, he gets to pitch alongside the best left-handed pitcher in baseball, which may take some pressure off of him, but who knows? We'll see on that front. The only thing I'm hoping, and I think a lot of baseball fans are hoping this, is that the Tigers did not sign Framber Valdez to be a Tarik Skubal replacement, but to be a Tarik Skubal complement. There's been trade rumors surrounding Skubal all offseason, and it's looking as if he will stay a Tiger for at least the 2026 season, and if they're not contending, they could trade him at the trade deadline. But it's looking like Skubal is going to ride out this last year of his contract with the Tigers, assuming they get their arbitration stuff figured out. So what I am concerned about, though, is the Tigers don't look like they want to pay Skubal what he's worth, yet they just paid $38 million to a different left-handed starting pitcher. So, this may be the last year of Tarik Skubal in Tiger Blue and Orange. he could go elsewhere next year, and the Tigers might not say, oh, we don't need Skubal anymore, we have Valdez, he's our ace, and we'll have him for next year anyway, because he doesn't have an opt-out after this year, so we'll see what happens with that. That remains to be seen, but thank you all so much for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel down below. I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to hear more about my favorite team, the New York Mets, be sure to subscribe to my second channel, Around the Mets. That link is in the description. Follow me on Instagram, at AroundTheDiamond2. The link is in the channel bio. And if you want to see all of my card designs, jersey designs, hat designs, anything else, head on over to my website, Around the Diamond Designs. That link is also in my channel bio. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.